Hello and welcome to this interview. I have a special guest today with me, Monica Bitrick, and so we'll just get started. Monica, tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do and why you do it.
So my name is Monica Bitrick. I am a Southeast Idaho native, so I was born and raised here in Idaho Falls, and moved to Boise when I went after high school, going to college, and have returned back to hopefully make an impact on East Idaho about 13 years ago. I am a proud wife of a veteran. I'm an Air Force veteran and a mother of two, Kylie and Eli, and also you got to meet Cole, our fur baby of the family. That's our family, but my paid job is the CEO of the Idaho Falls YMCA.
So many things on your plate, so many wonderful things that you're involved in, and first of all, thank you for being a wife of the vet and supporting him, and I'm grateful for your husband for all the service that he has provided and all the sacrifices that your family's made. I know there's a lot of quiet sacrifices that no one even knows. So thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. Well, and I'm sure that James would echo his appreciation as well.
So, as the CEO of the YMCA, as a mother, as a wife, how do you balance your time and energy?
It's a careful balance, to be honest with you. You really have to structure out your day and your time and commitments and how you do all of that together. I think with our family, we try to keep as much structure as possible in between, the kids and, what they have going on. James's priorities with work and also, pursuing his master's degree. But then me trying to, work and really make an impact on our community. I would say, the structure is important, but then the other side of things is, putting my family and my husband first. That's where I have to kind of navigate, and then you have to have a little bit of wiggle room, even if you have that structure, to have a little bit of chaos.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And I think it's really important what you said, that structure and creating those boundaries and putting your family as a priority. There's so many things that will grab our attention. So many people who need your help, who need your attention, who want your advice and time and talents. And if we do not set our priorities first, like you said, put that structure in place, you will find that you will not have time for your family.
Right. Absolutely. And they come first.
They do come first, right? Absolutely. I totally agree with you. So tell me, Monica, is there a moment in your life that has changed the trajectory of your life?
But at 20 years old, I lost my brother to suicide. He was my best friend. It was very sudden. It was unexpected. And it really kind of changed the entire course of my life. Initially in negative ways. When I was at Boise State, I was very... I will say graciously asked if I didn't keep my grades up, which after my brother's loss, I stopped going to class. I was in a very severe battle with depression, a number of other different issues, but my grade point average was 1.8.
Wow.
And so Boise State graciously had said, if you don't get your grades up, we're going to have to ask you to leave. And that was kind of a turning point for me. I obviously wanted to finish my degree. That was very big to not only myself, but my mother as well. And so just kind of pushed through that, but still went through a period of darkness, and still went through my own challenges, going through, the next few months and next few years of, going through that grief cycle. I think a turning point for me in that grief cycle was I was out with my husband, one night, and we had a situation where I got angry and upset, and my husband had approached me and just said, Monica, like, do you think that you are honoring your brother with this behavior, and do you think that he would be happy with you right now? And I said, absolutely not. And that kind of changed my mindset to, okay, you can go through the grief cycle, you can go through all these challenges. However, how do we make this go in a positive direction? And that really has been, the guiding principles as to, some of the things that I've done, not just personally, but professionally as well. So we've had, a few losses, since that time. And I think that has actually been something that has helped me to help our family through, those different processes. We lost a friend, a very dear friend of ours, a couple of years ago to suicide, and it was a family friend. And, obviously I didn't have kids at the time that I had lost my brother, but, just kind of going through those cycles and understanding what that looks like, that was, something that I could even use just within our home to help our kids, especially, my daughter who's 14 now, and trying to kind of go through those feelings and go through those thought processes and, go through the cycle itself. So impact, because all it takes is, impacting that one person at that one moment in their life to really make a difference, and you can change somebody's course just, within that. So, I could be, and we talked about this, I think last week, I could be, doing corporate and doing, a million other different things, but my passion and my heart has really been in, what can I do with the platform that I've given and the foundation and the calling with the Y to, make an impact on one life and ultimately a community and our little, as I would say, corner of the world. So there's a lot of different research that we've done. We've also worked with YMCA, and we are working with some other major mental health providers to incorporate some of the, those concepts to make sure that kids are, healthy mind, body, spirit.
I love that. I love that. And I think there's quite an awakening here in our community and worldwide. There is a connection with our mind, body, and spirit.
Right.
And when those are in alignment, as you know, we move forward. You know, we're no longer in this tug of war of what should I do? What do I think I need to do? My body's telling me this, my spirit's telling me this, my heart's telling me this, and I've spent years in that tug of war, and you've experienced that.
Yeah.
When you put those all in alignment, man, nothing stops you. You're invincible because you're focused on your purpose, you're focused on your passion, and your story of turning that trial into a triumph and turning your passion on and now moving forward. Every one of us has trials, and we all have things we stumble with. We these things that we hold dear that maybe we're not ready to discuss, or we're not sure what to do. So what advice would you have for someone who is working through a trial to help them push through that?
So it's really funny that you said trials, or trials become our triumphs, because that was actually a message that I heard in a sermon that I listened to this morning. So one of the things that I try to do on a daily basis, as we talked about last week, is I try to spend some time each morning with personal development, whether that be, professionally, personally, spiritually, whatever that may look like. But that was actually a message that came to me today. And I think, not just as women, but, just overall as people, a lot of us are feeling like, especially social media, we have to have this image of perfection, right? I mean, life is great selfies in Maui, or, our kids making this perfect project, or, you know, this great big project that we might have, you know, in you know, work, whatever that might look like. But, you know, in the end, we're all humans. And nobody is perfect. And so we're all going to go through seasons, storms, trials, challenges. And I think the way that we look at, you know, we can look at those trials and storms, challenges, whatever you want to call them, in two different ways. We can sit down and we can say, you know, kind of like Igor, oh, woe is me. Or we can sit down and say, okay, I'm going through this trial or this season or this storm at this point in my life. I'm not perfect. That's okay. But how do I take this and make something better out of it? If you can learn from it, grow from it, improve, then you are going to be successful, no matter if you are a stay-at-home mom, if you are, you know, a janitor, you know, at wherever, if you're a secretary, if you are a doctor, if you are a CEO, it doesn't matter. We all can be leaders in our own right, but that is our choice. You know, not only in taking those moments, but then, you know, looking at our lives and seeing how we can impact others in positive ways.
I love that. I love everything you just said. So many good points to glean from. And I do think that, you know, with the social media, so many of us are trying to put out positive messages. You know, you want to air your dirty laundry necessarily, but I think it's really important to engage in life. You know, we can get inspiration. You can get a lot of negative on social media too. But I use it to get inspiration to provide inspiration, but don't spend your time there. Get together with people like Monica and engage in life, engage with your family, engage with those around you, because that's what we really need. We need that connection. Now, as we wrap up, are there any last words of advice that you would like to share?
It really and truly is okay to fail. I mean, the failures, it's going to go. It's a time, it's a season. It's not going to last forever. But what you can do is continue to change, grow, and innovate. And even if it's making an impact with one person, I mean, you can change the world with one person.
I love that. Just let that soak in. So good. So good. You know, you're going to fail. Just expect to fail.
Yep.
And then look for the lessons. And, you know, failure is really just an invitation to innovate. Like you said, what did you say? Change, learn, and innovate, something like that. Failure is just an invitation to do that, to pivot, to change, to expand and grow. So, yeah, it's such a great message and a timely message at this time. And thank you for being here.
Yeah,
I
well,
really
thank you for coming. I appreciate
really
it. So it has been fun.
Well, you guys have a fabulous rest of the week, and let us know if you have any questions, comments, or hey, I'll take any smart remarks even.
Me too.
Have a great day. See ya.
Bye, guys.